after me, man. They're after me, man. All those people who were born in the 90s, they're after me. Because I was born in the 80s. Thank you for calling the mental health hotline. For multiple personality disorder, press 1, 2, and 3. For obsessive compulsive disorder, press 4 repeatedly. For paranoid schizophrenia, don't bother pressing 5. We know who you are. We know where you live. We'll be coming for you shortly. Click. Oh, that was my attempt at a comedic introduction. What you gonna do? Not change my shirt, apparently. It's because I wasn't wearing this until just now. I wake up in the mornings and it's cold outside, and this is my thermal shirt. So, it's got some kind of weird fucking material on the inside that I think should be stretched across like 7 of 9's lovely lady lumps or something. I don't know. Looks like the Borg created it. I don't know. Well, that was special. All right. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, and welcome back to the Easy Reefer Fish Room. There she be. Let's see here. Is that too blue? I think it's too blue. Well, we can watch the sunrise in there. I tell you what, that anemone sure seems to appreciate the trace minerals and two-part solution. It's starting to look a little better since I just added a little additive. I'm really wishing I didn't have to cut down on feeding so much because, man, those anemones were growing so nicely. And it's like I hate having to put off growing them back out just because I can't afford it and like I'm running out of room and shit. That kind of sucks. But in that respect, let me do two things. First, update you guys. As I said, the package, my little design brochure, was delivered yesterday. Not everything happened the way I wanted it to. Wife did get a chance to print that business plan that I had been working on. But hopefully this guy will still see the potential and everything without thinking that I'm all over the place. Because one thing an investor doesn't want to do is see that you're all over the place. I have future plans. That doesn't mean I'm all over the place right now. Right now, I want to focus on flipping real estate. And as soon as I have the money to cement a couple of patents. If I can get those patents done, then I can be all over the place. But I made like a flow chart. Here is the development company. Here is the construction company. I have the person who I'm proposing to, who I want to be in charge of the development company. I have somebody who I just talked to this morning in person because he's my neighbor. Um, he's been talking to other people in the construction field, and he's got a small group ready already. So if this guy bites, and he's a guy in charge of multiple real estate agents. So he should be the right kind of guy, you would think. Used to be a stockbroker. Seems like the right kind of guy to me. Big boy too, so. Big boys, when they go after the money, they usually like to go after a lot of it. But here's hoping, right? Can't count the chickens before they hatch. But at this point, I've done my best to, like, make sure the eggs are all nice and situated. So we're going to go from construction to a couple of patents, and then depending on which one of those patents actually pans out, let's kind of decide where we're going to go from there. I'm going to make eventually 3, possibly 4, 4 nonprofits, okay, that are gonna sort of internetwork with these different business plans, because every one of these business plans has a positive ecological impact. That's kind of what, like, every one of them is designed to be as ecologically sustainable as possible. And of course, the flood-proof buildings are meant to address disaster-ridden and prone areas. And then, of course, you have the actual pollution mitigation facilities that I've been designing, which y'all have seen me sketch a few. But that, environmental cleanup is a big thing that people get grants for. Ecological sustainability and technology, that's something that people get grants for. And I'm going to be, doing a lot of stuff for the public good as far as this business goes. So if I can get grants and charitable donations, and then take that money and have the charity create the businesses where it'll be invested, that's called PRI. It's nothing like what Donald Trump was doing with his foundation, for instance. No. This is called purpose-related investment. So, we're going to have at least 2 charities that are going to be doing purpose-related investment. One charity that's going to be straight recipient, but that's going to be the Battered Women's Shelter, and I'm going to make like an Etsy type, like a sales website craft type thing, just for people staying in the battered women's shelters. Like, so if you want to support women who've been abused, go buy some stuff from them, you know? And I'm going to encourage them to do artwork, even if they've never done artwork before. I might even like require it. That might be a cute thing to require. Not just like a cute is the wrong word for it. A meaningful thing that will catch on, kinda, you know? Like, just because, like, somebody goes through that, their soul needs to be recognized, you know? They need to at least have one time where they just let it out on paper and try to just make an image of how they fucking feel. And I think that would get people talking, you know? That's what I meant by cute. The way it would get people talking. Anyway, I need to get that out of the way before it gets lost. Mr. Conway, yes, therapeutic would be for sure. But also, like, okay, one of the main things that I hold back, if anybody, you know, obviously not you, Conway, I know you're in school and everything, but if there's anybody who's, you know, kept their finances to themselves, who's been waiting to see like actual proof that these things are worth investing in, let me just tell you, the product hardly matters. I'm aware of that. If I seem like I'm focused on the fact that I have a superior product, that's just because that's what I can focus on here. Having a superior product is nice, but nobody's going to buy it just because it's superior. You have to know how to express the value in the product, okay? And you have to create a sense of urgency around a purchase or around, you know, even just asking somebody to visit a website to go see battered women's shelter shit for sale, right? Well, with every little product, I have multiple marketing gimmicks planned. That is not something I'm going to give away on here because that's something that's way too easy to steal, okay? But I write entire commercials in a matter of seconds, okay? And these are commercials that you'd fucking remember. I mean, I watch commercials all the time, and I'm like, really? Who's gonna want to buy that? What the fuck? What are you people doing? You get paid to market, really? But more than just like very intriguing commercials, I have things integrated into the products themselves that create that sense of wonder and urgency. And I think the thing with the battered women's shelter is the closest thing I can come to something that I can just tell you all about, and I don't have to worry about it being stolen, because if anybody wants to do that, fucking by all means, go and do it too. Do it before me. Beat me to it. Please. You see the sense of urgency that makes the sale. Okay? That little artwork, that one piece of art that maybe nobody will even buy, that gets to sit on each one of their little shopping things, and you know, have it where it stays listed after it's sold, and have them show how much it sold for and stuff like that. You know, that's the kind of thing that people get talking about. That's the kind of thing that spreads interest through word of mouth on top of something being a good idea. And the sense of urgency is created because it's a real-time thing. Oh, wait. There's like real artwork from real events that happen in real time. And we're not talking about some crafts. We're talking about unique freaking artwork pieces that could be some of the most disturbing shit you've ever seen. You know? And I think that would be just a great way because then it becomes less of a website like Etsy where you go to look and cruise around for crafts, and more of like a dramatic type experience, more of like like you get to participate in these people's reality show with them, you know, like they don't need to post bios or anything, they don't need to tell their stories, right? Just that one piece of artwork people would be fascinated to go see, you know? That's just my opinion. That's just my calculation. You know, like, for instance, I've been maybe to 2 or 3 abused women's websites, you know. Granted, my wife goes and she helps people in all kinds of different support groups and stuff. But let me just ask the audience, singular or plural, doesn't it seem like it would increase the likelihood of people going to the website and looking? You know, like, oh boy, things that abused women made. You know, if you got a big heart, you'll be like, oh, I want to go support them. But somebody who doesn't have their heart on their sleeve might be like, maybe if I remember, I'll send them some money later. Oh wait, each one of them has to do a picture? That could be interesting. Let me go see what that shit's about. Let me go see what these crazy bitches came up with. You know, like, it broadens the market. You don't necessarily have to be just going there for do-gooder intentions. And they might get more hits, more clicks, more views, more impressions from advertising that's on the website. And, you know, ultimately the goal, more sales, more money for them. It's hard to remember to be compassionate. But most people can remember to be entertained. And that's why that's why I do things the way I do things here, you know? It's like, as important as this shit is, I understand that people bore easy and have fucking limited attention spans. That's why I try to make things as entertaining as possible. And I try to, I don't know, I try to cover shit that nobody else covers. I'm not going to sit here and go through the same damn news that every other fucking broadcast will tell you about. You know, every other news update, 15-minute clip. You know, Instagram. Instagram is for Russians to take pictures of their vacations. You know, like that. Like, all they knew about Instagram was that displaying artwork, yeah. Did Facebook buy Instagram? Is that what happened? Hey. Alright. I know they own it now. And all that it took for me to get clued in that they had a bunch of Russian shit going on was the timing of when they started to become like the recommended thing for you to use. You know? Like basically, what they said would make your YouTube channel successful is if you shared on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and just replied to your comments and keep uploading every day. Oh, and do live streams as often as possible. Those are the keys to having a successful YouTube channel. And I was just looking at my history of views back when I got 23 and 26,000 views in a day. Now I get 300. Yeah, Kadira was on Instagram all over it. That was how Pride fucked with them and got them caught. The Chechens in Syria is the real Islamic State. You know, the mercenaries that went there to hire the other mercenaries. You know. That's all them guys, man. All of them on fucking Instagram. And some of them posting videos here on YouTube. A whole lot of them had Facebook pages. But the main thing was with those guys, they were on Instagram. Oh, look what fucking country Russia sent me to. You know, like seriously, they're posting like cutesy pictures. Guess where I am? Yeah, you're in Ukraine, motherfucker, and Putin says there are no Russian troops in Ukraine. You're sitting there with your fucking badges on and everything. Oh. Okay. Heartburn. Heartburn while you're hawking a morning loogie. It's always risky business. Because it's just a few inches away from becoming vomit. Oh. Tell you what, the little iPhone's pretty impressive. I mean, this is just the zoom in. The digital zoom from this fucking table. Sitting right here. All the way over there. It's not bad, man. That's not bad at all. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. Oh! Oh, wait. Where is it? Oh, no, I didn't lose it, did I? I found something that could be very useful. 10 minutes. Where is it? Where is it? Focus. Come on, focus. Can't focus? Alright, it's a medium pick. It's an actual old torn up medium pick that isn't hard as shit. Like these fucking things here. Just no play whatsoever. This one, play. And I was just like, wow, it's like easy to pick and pluck and everything again. I feel like I actually know how to play the guitar. Wow. Because seriously, there's just like unnecessary levels of screw ups. Trying to play with these hard ass picks. And like, back when I had my pointer finger callus, like this finger here, just all fucked up on the end. It's getting there, but it's still at the point where it hurts. It's got the extra lumps of flesh and shit forming, but it still hurts. So I can only play for too long. Once that gets better, I probably won't really need a pick. Like I've gotten very used to playing without a pick. But when it comes to doing fast lead solos, yeah, pick's very handy. Anyways, blah blah blah. Why did I pull 2 cigarettes out? Pulled one out to light it, got distracted, started showing y'all guitar picks for no fucking reason. I got another cigarette out. Maybe I'm gonna rub them together and see if they can light each other. This is how cavemen used to light Camel Wides. Yeah, makes perfect sense. So, you know, there's a lot of funny things about farts, but most of them are inside jokes. They only come out at the worst time. My ectoplasm is leaking or something. I don't know what's going on here. It is a humid morning in Louisiana. Yesterday, the fog was so bad it looked like the fucking rapture outside. Like, you couldn't see your neighbor's house. Just like, we could be floating up in heaven right now. Just our little property. We wouldn't even know. I remember back in the 80s. It was like 89, right? And anybody in their late 30s Good morning, Emily. Yeah, Emily probably gonna remember. Anybody older than late 30s, which I am, obviously pushing 40 over here, a couple years away now. Might remember. You might remember the John Hagee doomsday evangelicalism that had convinced people on the radio, on Christian talk radio and everything, that the world was going to end on this one day. I think it was in April. And I think, if anything, it was probably just another Russian trick to see exactly how stupid we were. Because I don't want to say that it was April Fool's Day and we still fell for it. But it seems like it might as well have been. Oh yeah, it was in the news. Like, everybody was talking. Like, and then in Houston, we woke up that day. It was a Sunday, wasn't it? Maybe it was the Monday after. Yeah, the Simpsons made all kinds of fun of it. But they had a really bad fog in Houston, Texas, where I was living at the time. And that sent my imagination fucking wild. That just sent my imagination to just some crazy places. Because I was considering the possibility that it had actually happened. I'd never seen fog that dense in my life. And you could not see the neighbor's house across the street. It looked like Stephen King's The Mist, the movie, like, only I hadn't seen that yet at the time. It hadn't fucking came out yet. 30 years ago. 30 years ago. And I remember just kind of conceptualizing what I was perceiving. Like, are we just like all floating in some sort of non-corporeal space? Is it just like the houses of all the people who were Christians? Did all the good people who got saved, like, everything they know came with them? That you couldn't take it with you? That doesn't make any sense. And I've never been the type to draw conclusions. I just make observations. I consider possibilities. I wasn't sitting there going crazy about this shit. But I was having fun with it. Like, dude. Like, we're all just like houses and little neighborhoods are just floating in the fucking clouds right now. And we're just like driving on this little street trying to go to church and can't see a fucking thing. Like, can barely see the houses on the side of the damn streets. But I think it was like either the day before or the day after, or something like that. I think it was the day before. Based on what I think I remember telling my dad. It was like maybe it came a day early. And my dad, of course, comes back quoting scripture. Well, they say man cannot know the hour or the day. But then he starts talking about the math, and he to him, God is math. Like he considers math to be God's like language to him. You know, like. And I've explained to him, no, you're math. You were created to be math. You are Peter, the prideful one. That's why you're so good at the damn flute. And he is. He is a brilliant flute player, man. And saxophone, oh my God. My dad is as good as just about any studio musician on the saxophone. He can do them fucking ass jazz scales. Man, get it, boy. Which, which your bald head. I think that's what it was. It wasn't "Get up, ye bald head." It was "Get it, ye bald head," because he was playing some jazz on that flute, man. It was like, "Get it, you bald head." My dad would be laughing so hard at that. Whoa! I just had a weird, fucking series of. Was that a vision? Huh. The Anunnaki. The Eagle Men. But that's supposed to be older. Does that mean I need to trace back a previous incarnation of Peter to understand that? Hmm. But it could be that timedness is a myth. And was put there by the destroyers of history. Huh. So then if you just deconsider the timeline and then consider the genetic line of this sort of mix between Babylonian, Chechen, and Old High German or Dutch, Danish. Then you get that Roger Stone look. That tall Khazar with the hawk-like features. I say my dad looks nothing like that now. So that's weird. Unless he was the Dutch part of that and wound up with the harpy. Because if she was the harpy at the time, that would explain it. But then the harpy would never breed with a man. She would have turned him into something. So I guess she turned him into an eagle? You see, I don't like having visions like that because that just doesn't sound very scientific. She turned him into an eagle. Yep, yep. I just lost myself on that one. I mean, I'm serious. Like, it's like, yeah, yep, sure. Yeah, why not? It could be possible, yeah. But, picturing some half bird bitch with feathers sticking out of her is one thing, but the whole idea of, okay, let me just say it. I'll just say it. I'll just fucking say it. Since I work for him, and if I gotta say something stupid, I gotta fucking say something stupid, don't I? So Peter brought the Grail to this immortal hominoid version of Hathor who had grown feathers instead of hair, and she was called the Harpy. I know. Why this seems like a story I've told before, I have no idea. Well, I have a little bit of an idea. He brought the Grail, the plate, with the head, but not, like the platter that the head of John the Baptist was put on. That's the Holy Grail, okay? Without the head, just the platter, okay? Without spilling it. Apparently that was a big thing. Like talked about in the story. I think this might be written down somewhere. The way it's occurring to me is not just like a memory. It's like one of them things that was told before. And the Harpy granted him his wish. And it was one of those be careful what you wish for things. And, a literal story about betraying God and betraying society for what you want. And what he wanted was to be able to fly. And he got what he wished. He got turned into an eagle. Now, was that the same Peter as 2,000 years ago, or is this something that happened, 5,000 years ago? I don't know. I have to remember the feel of the time better. Because I certainly want to say it was longer ago. According to the rules, it should have been longer ago. And by that I mean according to the rules of magic. The denser the population of mankind and the more they believe in a unified theory of what physics is, basically what basic science will yield, the more restricted magic becomes. So you go back further in time, you have less people and you have more people that believe in magic, so magic is more powerful, more possible, more existent. But if that's a different time, then is that the third one I've been looking for? No, but that can't be because you took the Grail. It's the Grail, so it's got to be 2,000 years ago, right? It's logic. And it's not like there's much point in telling someone they're going to deny someone 3 times and it's going to be in multiple lifetimes. It's not like you can carry that fucking knowledge with them. You know, remember what that person said. You're going to deny me 3 times. No. That's... Oh my God. I got to go. Later.